Every person I speak to in my age range is thinking about leaving the UK. These are all people born and raised in the UK, educated in the UK, but they're just like, you know what, either A, I can't handle this weather no more, B, the cost of living.
Everybody is talking about all the millionaires that are leaving the UK, but what's more scary than that is how many middle class people are leaving the UK for the first time.
So many young Brits are moving from the UK to Australia, and here is why.
This is an urgent message for anybody planning to retire early or move out of the UK in the next few years. And as you may know, the end of the UK tax year is coming up on the 5th of April, and with that, your opportunity to pay off the gaps in your national insurance.
Is the UK pushing its own people out? More people are packing up for good and heading abroad, chasing cheaper living, a better life and better pay. Let's find out what people have to say about all this.
These are the reasons why I'm leaving the UK this year. So basically, Sadiq, you want to take away my dog off me, you want to take my van off the road, you want to put prices on food, prices on car insurance, prices on everything have just skyrocketed. And then when you go and try and get a mortgage or look at it, it's like putting yourself in a prison sentence. So these are the reasons why I am leaving the UK this year. If everyone wants to follow along, and I've got to do an update video of letting people know where I'm going to be going to move. So stay in touch, people. I'll let you know what's going on. Come follow the story. I hope everyone had a good New Year. And yeah, I'll see you all soon.
When nearly everyone you know is thinking of leaving, it says a lot about where the UK's headed.
Every person I speak to in my age range is thinking about leaving the UK. These are all people born and raised in the UK, educated in the UK, but they're just like, you know what, either A, I can't handle this weather no more, B, the cost of living, or there's just more opportunities abroad. I honestly feel like there needs to be some sort of task force to combat this level of brain drain, because these are people who the government has probably spent hundreds of thousands in investing in their education and their healthcare from young, and now that they're at their prime, at their peak, essentially the country doesn't have enough to offer them to keep them around. Potentially even including someone like myself, like I own a business here, I'm thinking about leaving, to be honest, as well, because it's just like, yo, nothing works here, nothing feels right. I also think people don't have a problem paying tax when the services are there. I know people from Scandinavia, they love paying taxes because the services are A1, but out here nothing's working, so you're like, what am I paying for?
So I'm leaving the UK to move to North Macedonia. Yep, you heard correctly, North Macedonia. I consider North Macedonia to be a better place than the UK, even though I haven't been. Reason being is, 1, cost of living is better in North Macedonia. 2, I believe the crime rate is lower, don't quote me on that. And 3, well, just the weather here is just absolutely appalling. And yeah, I want something different. So if you're planning to leave, put in the comments where you're going, why, and your reasons. I'd love to know more. But do you think that the UK is a good place to grow up as a young person? Let me know in the comments.
Entrepreneurs would rather move their whole business abroad just to avoid brutal capital gains tax. But it's not just millionaires, even middle-class workers are fed up and eyeing the exit.
Everybody is talking about all the millionaires that are leaving the UK, but what's more scary than that is how many middle class people are leaving the UK for the first time. It's not just your super wealthy elites that are leaving, it's the remote workers, it's the young business owners like myself who have left the country and have no plans to come back. That's what's really scary. For the first time ever, middle class, working class people are leaving the UK with no plans to come back. And why would they? Why would anyone who doesn't have to be in the UK right now stay? Give me one good reason in the comments, other than family and friends, why anyone would want to stay in the UK right now. And the fact that's true is actually depressing. I love England, I'm proud to be English, and it's a shame that I've been forced out of my own country if I want a good quality of life. That's fucked.
Why, oh 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 why, why, oh 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 why.
When over 500,000 walk away, the impact on skills, taxes and the future of the country is impossible to ignore.
Had enough of the UK? Want to go and live somewhere warm? Well, I would if I could. And 517,000 people have done just that. Yes, today their Home Office have announced that 517,000 people left the United Kingdom last year. That's pretty much a record. It means people have had enough of the hostile environment. They've had enough of adverse news articles about migrants eating dogs or taking jobs or not being able to get an appointment with a vet, or is it a doctor? Who knows? Who really cares? The media will put out any old nonsense to try and demonise migrants. The result? People are leaving in their hundreds of thousands. What does this mean for the UK? Well, it's going to mean more job shortages. It's going to mean more vacancies in the healthcare sector. It's going to mean that the hospitality sector is affected. This doesn't make any sense to me. I wish people would have an honest conversation about migration.
I just don't think at this age I'm meant to live an uncomfortable life. I don't have the will.
Here are the reasons so many are done with the UK and starting fresh down under.
So many young Brits are moving from the UK to Australia, and here is why. First point is the UK is just shit. The UK is a mess right now. Yeah, people are wanting to get out. Number two is Australia is one of the easiest countries you can move to. You can move there on a working holiday visa. If you're between the ages of 18 and 35, for 3 years now, it is so easy to move to Australia. Number three is because people know that they can get a higher wage and a much higher quality of life in Australia compared to the UK. And when you put it on paper, you're going to get paid way more and live a way better quality of life. Couple that with the state that the UK is in right now, you can honestly see why so many people are leaving the UK for Australia. I did it myself 3 years ago, and it was the best decision I ever made.
Do I regret leaving the UK and moving to Albania? The simple answer is no. In my own personal situation, because I make money online and I don't have to be in the UK, living in Albania makes a lot of sense in a lot of ways. So first and foremost, the biggest reason is cost of living. Whether or not I chose Albania, it always makes more sense for me to live in a place where it costs much less to live compared to living in the UK, because as I said, I make money online, so I don't need to be in the UK. I don't need to be in a specific location. I just need a laptop and an internet connection. The second thing is the weather. So the weather in Albania, like 7-8 months of the year, is way better compared to the UK. In the UK, you get like 3, maybe 4 months of good weather. The rest of the time it's cold, which doesn't actually help in terms of lifestyle because you don't actually want to go out and do stuff. Another reason is the taxes. Albania currently has 0% income tax for digital nomads. In my situation, the way my company is set up and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to be paying 0 personal income tax here, which is going to also save me some money compared to if I was going to live in the UK or somewhere else. Overall, I think I've made a very good decision for my future to be able to have a base in Albania and then travel from here some parts of the year as well, whilst minimizing my expenses and focusing heavily on my business.
One of the major reasons for this trend is the fact that the country is getting more and more expensive to survive in.
Guys, are we all planning to leave the UK and move abroad? Because wallah, I'm on it. Like, there genuinely might be no benefit staying here long term. Let me break it down for you. All my friends or anyone that I've spoken to that has moved abroad and left the UK, it's like a third eye has opened here and they've seen the world in a different light. Now here it comes down to one simple thing: quality of life. Now we know the UK is notoriously expensive. Now yes, that's an issue, but that's not the biggest issue. The biggest issue is what you're getting in return. Let me just give you an example. A 2-bedroom apartment, meaty, just a normal apartment, you're paying about 1,600, 1,700 minimum. That's without bills, that's without council tax, might not even come with parking, doesn't include security, doesn't include a gym, doesn't include a swimming pool. And even if it did include a swimming pool, you're never going to use it because look at the weather. I'll take 1,600, 1,700 and just look at apartments in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Doha, Thailand, Bali. Bro, genuinely you might cry, I'll be honest. And that price is even a stretch. You can get a proper nice apartment not far from the city centre with security, gym, parking, swimming pool, beautiful weather, nice people. Let's not talk about the people here either. All for the exact same price or much, much, much cheaper. And look at other factors as well. Security, not really there. Economy, cost of living seems to be going up. Salaries aren't matching that. What's that about? Again, go back to quality of life. I want to go out with my boys, for example. In the UK, I'll be going to a media restaurant with nothing really special about it. I might walk away from that paying 40 or 50 pounds. Take that to a different country. For example, Dubai. I can sit down, have a nice meal, a drink, maybe shisha. The service I'm getting, the guy that is serving me is probably the nicest human in all of mankind history. I'm looking at the Burj Khalifa. I'm hearing Adele singing her lungs out and fountains just going crazy. You might be paying the same price. Look what you're getting in return, you mug. So just shout me in it. Where we going, man? I'm on it.
I just jacked in my 9 till 5. In less than 2 weeks, I'll be on a plane to Thailand and I won't be coming back to the UK. I'm going to travel the whole of Southeast Asia and show you lot all the beautiful things that I see. And I can't wait to show you. Now, I'm leaving the UK because I've had enough of working a 9 till 5, 6 days a week, getting nowhere. I'm going to show you that it can be done and what it's really like as an English removal guy escaping the matrix and chasing his dream. A lot of people are saying I'm going to fail, but I believe I'm going to win. I've got some savings and I've got a bit of money coming in on the side. Now my rent is already sorted for when I get there. I'm going to be paying around £140 a month for rent. Now I'm going to eat Thai local food as well as Western food. I'm going to mix it up a little bit. But overall, I'm going to give myself a food budget of between £120 to £200 a month. And then I'll give myself a little bit of fun money, maybe £75. If I dip into it, cool. If I don't, then I've just got more for the next month.
A message for anyone thinking of retiring early or leaving the UK.
This is an urgent message for anybody planning to retire early or move out of the UK in the next few years. And as you may know, the end of the UK tax year is coming up on the 5th of April. And with that, your opportunity to pay off the gaps in your national insurance between the years of 2006 and 2018. This is important because you have to have at least 10 years qualifying national insurance pension contributions in order to qualify to claim your pension. I unfortunately do not have that yet because I'm still quite young. So I went onto the HMRC website and tried to pay off those gaps because during university I used to work part-time, although I did not manage to get the full qualifying years paid off. So I tried to fill those gaps. And what I ended up doing is calling up the hotline for HMRC and setting up an appointment for them to call me back in 8 weeks. Even though the deadline is in 2, they will honor any deals set on the day once you call them that you will still be able to pay off those gaps. And that's what I did in my case.
This mum's leaving the UK for the Philippines, not just for lower costs, but for more time with her kids and the freedom to homeschool.
So I thought I'd start trying to explain why we're actually moving to the Philippines from the UK. My first point would be the schools. So my daughter is in year 3 in the UK and she's 7. We took her out of school last year because we really wanted to homeschool her. Unfortunately, it didn't work out with working full-time and the cost of everything, so we started sending her to like tutors and stuff, and we just couldn't afford it with the cost of living in the UK rising so greatly at the moment. And so unfortunately we had to send her back to school, which probably isn't what we wanted to do, but it was the only way that we could work around work. So moving to the Philippines, we have obviously a lot more time. Hopefully we won't need to be working as much. We'll be working remotely as well. And I think if they're in the Philippines, like experiencing life, being around really lovely people, it will set them apart from children in the UK, not sounding horrible because that's just what we're taught, to have children and send them to school. But I think the world is changing so much now, we don't need to do that. I'm happy to take my child out, teach her the things that I think matter in life. I mean, who needs to know algebra? AI is going to do anything like that for you in the future. So yeah, that's my first point on moving to the Philippines. Bye.
Not everyone can pack up and become a digital nomad, but he shares how he managed to move to Southeast Asia.
So let me tell you how I was able to leave the UK at the age of nearly 50 to start a life as a digital nomad in Southeast Asia. The first phase was to leave the UK, and in order to do that I needed to sell as many assets as I could. So the house, the car, the motorbikes, everything. I still have some costs back in the UK, but purely for storage and things like medical insurances and stuff for my family. So I still have some costs there, but they're nominal in comparison to what they were. So that was phase one. Phase two is I need to find an income, because I currently don't have an income, so I'm just burning cash at the moment. So phase one was selling all those assets, climbing out the consumer debt trap, jumping on a plane and heading down to Southeast Asia. I did a few days in Turkey beforehand and then came down to Kuala Lumpur, where I've been for the last probably 4 or 5 days. Reason I chose Southeast Asia is it's just so cost effective here. The only things that get expensive is if you have a few beers in the tourist spots. That's almost comparable to the UK, probably 4 or 5 quid a pint. If you find the locals bars or the smaller bars, you don't get that problem. But it's just so much cheaper. Like a dinner out is £10, £12. A room in a hotel is £30, £35 for a decent hotel. So that's less than what my mortgage was costing. Admittedly, that doesn't build any equity or any investment, which is the reason why I need to find an income really, and that's where the digital nomad bit comes in. Because my plan is to do a couple of weeks in Kuala Lumpur. I'm heading up to some beautiful islands called the Perhentian Islands. Then I'm heading over to Vietnam for 5 weeks before moving on to Bali the beginning of August, where I'm probably going to stay for 3 to 4 months. I can stay longer on my visa, but 3 to 4 months. And the reason for going there is I've spent decades in corporate America, international corporate business, and there's a tech revolution going on out there, and I'm stuck in spreadsheets, and I'm a techie, since my late teens, and I feel like I'm missing out. So the reason for choosing Bali for a period of time is that's where all the digital nomads are and all the young entrepreneurs. So phase one done, I'm here, I'm in Southeast Asia, I'm burning cash, so I need to get to phase two pretty quickly, which will enable me to stay out here.
After 9 years of living here in the UK, it is now time for me to pack my bags and leave. And it might not be for the reasons that you're expecting. It's not just because of the weather, it's not just because people are miserable, and it's not just because things are really expensive. I came here 9 years ago to be on The Apprentice because I had a vision. I wanted to get this big head on TV and open up my businesses and live a prosperous life where I was advancing in my career, hope to meet the person of my dreams and then have a family. The rest would be history, and I would end up always going back to Jamaica. However, what I've realized in the last 9 years is that yes, the UK is all of those things that people tend to complain about, but for me specifically, I don't feel like there's a sense of opportunity here for me anymore. I don't feel like this is the place that I want to grow my career, and I'm all for making sacrifices, but the sacrifices must feel like they make sense. And as you know, I've been traveling for the last several months of this year, and it has really confirmed to me that spiritually the UK is not the place for me. And if it's not the place for me, and it's not the place that's going to help me build my dreams and live out, my wildest fantasies, then what the hell am I doing here?
Is the brain drain a personal choice or a symptom of something bigger in the UK? Everyone has their own reasons, but when so many are leaving, it's worth listening. If this resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let us know what you think in the comments.